Hi everyone, this is Temmie, and today we're going to be talking about Pantheon Rise of the Fallen's perception system. What is it? Why is it so important? And how is it so unique from what other games have going on for them? Now, like every other feature in Pantheon, we don't know as much as I would like, but since this is one of the biggest features they're promoting for the game, we do know quite a bit. While it may seem simple at first glance, like checkers, I believe there's a lot more to this system than what meets the eye. At its core, the perception system in Pantheon is really just a type of questing system. It's how you'll acquire quests from NPCs or even objects, which is a cool thing we'll get into in a bit, and it'll probably lead you on your way as you're doing the quests and achieving whatever goals you're set towards, and it'll probably guide you to turn in the quests too. So, if you really want to call it something, call it Pantheon's brand of questing system. In the 2016 December stream, we saw a pretty good example of the perception system, though it's still not fully polished. As the party was approaching a small, quaint village near Avendir's Pass, they weren't bombarded with an exclamation point above an NPC's head. There was no really anything that happened. At first. Now, as they approached the NPC that would eventually give them their quest, they still didn't see any exclamation point. They just heard an actual sound clip of a woman crying.
Takes shape throughout the game.
As they looked around and realized, oh, this must be the woman that's crying, they approached her, and she told them that her brother had gone missing. Okay, so on a basic level, this really isn't much to write home about. It's really just a more natural, organic way of handing you a quest. So this just sort of brings the world to life. That simple change makes the world a lot more real. And that's all I'll say about that aspect of the perception system, because we're getting awfully close to the dangerous topic of immersion. Now additionally, the nuance of removing the exclamation point engages your other senses, because you can't just look around and very quickly identify who has a quest. You kind of have to wander around the town until you hear a sound clip, or see something actually going on between two NPCs that alerts you to, oh hey, one of these guys has gotta have a quest. In the June 2016 stream, we actually saw not an NPC giving a perception trigger, but an object. They were in a cave, exploring, kind of crawling through this dungeon, and they got a perception trigger simply by walking by some old rubble. Now this is really the key to the system for me. Getting quests from NPCs is pretty normal. Sometimes during those quests, you'll even interact with objects. Every once in a while, you might get a quest from an object. But I think with the perception system, it opens up this entire new realm of how you're going to acquire quests, and I think this is tied integrally to their worldview. They want to create a world not only that you get lost in, but that sort of rewards you getting lost. As they've said before, some of the strongest spells you might find could be with a sage hidden deep in a mountain somewhere who never sees the light of day. You'd really have to get lost to even find him. Beyond that, they're trying to create a world that pulls you in and really captures all of your attention. Alright, let's talk specifics. From the December 2016 stream, we learned that the perception system will have two parts, an active part and a passive part. Passively, you'll have a skill called Insight, which will require some amount of intent to raise. We don't know too much about this, but you will have to actually try to make it go higher. The higher your insight is, the more perception triggers you will get. There may be different types of insight that allow you to get the triggers from different types of NPCs or objects, but again, we don't know too much about that. The active aspect of the perception system will be Investigate, where when greeted with a perception trigger, you have the option to ignore it or investigate it. If you choose to follow your insight and investigate your perception trigger, you will be rewarded with a quest. Now, one thing to note, just as when you are acquiring your quests, there will not be a lot of UI elements involved in the completion of them. There will be no little markers leading you on your way towards your objectives. There won't be glowing symbols above what you're trying to find, nothing like that. You'll have to actually read your quest log, or perhaps go back and talk to the NPC that gave you the quest again, and follow the clues that you're given in order to meet your objective. The perception system, as currently envisioned, will also likely reduce a lot of the linearness that we see in MMOs today. Instead of being guided along by a trail of exclamation points, you'll be encouraged to explore the big, beautiful world they're creating, and you'll even be rewarded when you get lost and accidentally find a quest. That pretty much covers all of the information we have about the perception system currently. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.